Now let's see what happens when our character accidentally destroys this mysterious phone. Oh no! The phone gets thrown from the box and falls straight into the drain after being run over by a truck. You can see the pure despair on his face as he watches his phone get completely destroyed. He's completely devastated, kneeling there staring at his phone now floating in the drain water. But wait until you see what happens next. This phone has some incredible surprises in store. So I decided to call the seller and ask what would happen if this phone somehow broke. Their response? They confidently claimed the phone is completely indestructible, and then I pulled it out of the drain, completely intact. Just dirty, but working lie. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This discovery led me to investigate further, and that's when I uncovered something truly bizarre about this phone. Let me take a closer look at this thing with a magnifying glass. Wait a minute, this is just a dummy model. There's no charging port anywhere on this phone. Let's see what happens when our character discovers the phone's secret solar charging feature. So let's contact customer service to see what they suggest. They're telling me to place the phone in the sun for just 3 seconds. Okay, let's try holding it in the sunlight. Wait, look at this. The phone is actually charging from solar power. This is some kind of fast-charging black technology. I'm actually impressed with this device. Let me keep this phone and see if I can power it on. But this incredible technology is about to lead us into something much bigger. Let's see what happens when we activate the super signal. Let's press the power button to see what this phone can really do. Well, that escalated quickly. Now we need to see how the aliens respond to our signal. So now the alien scientists inside their spaceship have detected our signal from what they think is an extraterrestrial civilization, and they're deciding to investigate by dispatching an entire fleet. Uh-oh, things are about to get really interesting. Next, we'll see what happens when our protagonist receives an anonymous warning. Suddenly, an anonymous warning message appears on the phone. Do not reply. The character is completely amazed. This phone's signal strength is literally off the charts. Things are about to get really intense as we head into the final exchange. So the seller finally shows up with the real smartphone I ordered, and he's apologizing for the mix-up. We're getting to the final exchange where things get really interesting. So he actually rejects the correct phone and says he wants to keep the superpowered brick instead. And now things get really intense as they start struggling over who gets to keep this amazing device. Okay, so here we see the seller really pushing for this exchange. He's determined to maintain his business reputation, which leads to this physical struggle over the brick phone. We're back on the alien spaceship and notice how the assistant mentions that their tracking signal is flickering. This directly corresponds to the struggle happening down on Earth. And that wraps up our wild journey from online shopping scam to intergalactic consequences. Thanks for watching.